At what point do you think a startup should perhaps to start thinking about hiring a marketer or actually hiring a marketer? Do you think there's a single point or?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose everyone wants a kind of guideline benchmark on this. So if I was, yeah, let me just try and be helpful, I suppose. By the time your revenue is in the five-figure region, so about 10K pounds here, I'm talking about,
Yeah.
you will probably need someone pretty much thinking about this full time, and certainly by the time it's in six figures, right? Because yeah, your sales motion, suppose you're an enterprise sales business and you get a huge client, and that's great, you manage to lock them in. There'll already be things that you want to be doing to get the next one, and there'll already be lots you can be doing with that existing customer to get them to help you educate the next audience and make sure they're as as entrenched into the business, and they're showcasing that to other people, right? So
Hmm.
it's already good value add, even if you have brought in your first two, three customers just with the sales motion. As soon as you're moving on to, no, I need to scale this beyond that, marketing is your ally. And even before that five-figure mark that I mentioned, you probably want to have some sort of support mechanism on the marketing side. So you'd want to be talking to someone who understands marketing or growth. You'll probably, and that's not going to be hard because I'm sure everyone in their network has someone, and hopefully you've got someone who is like friendly enough to say, okay, whatever advice they can bring in terms of like maybe the positioning, maybe some new concepts in terms of new channels or new ways of doing things that they can tell you about or at least introduce you to. You should solicit that advice. That's what founders have to do, right? They have to leverage their network hugely.
Yeah.
And then you start to think about that full-time hire when you are really needing to do this repeatably.
Yeah, fine. And even you hear stories about HubSpot hiring marketeers even before they've sort of gone to market to kind of put the message out and start to build that kind of brand. An unusual way of doing things, I guess. And sort of HubSpot has obviously raised a fair bit of money compared to most traditional startups, so slightly different. But let's say we're at the point in a startup where we've got to that, and we're thinking, okay, let's hire a marketeer. What sort of marketer do you think they should hire?
Actually, Matt, can I just go back to that point about,
Yeah.
it's really interesting what you said about, even before you've gone to market per se.
Mm.
Yeah, that's exactly actually what we were doing at Founders Factory, right? Because we came up with a business idea concept when we were incubating a business. And then you can get a lot of signals about it with marketing know-how, marketing knowledge. That is to
Yep.
say, we're lucky we're living in a world where audiences can be targeted quite specifically with quite a lot of efficiency. You don't need to do a huge campaign to do this. You spin up some Facebook or LinkedIn ads and stuff, and you might be talking to the right audience, getting their feel for, I don't even have a product yet, but how are they engaging with this? Is this even the right positioning? Is this the concept that is going to resonate with them? So, absolutely, even before you end up having your first product, you might, I think in this case, get a consultant or work. In our case, that was an accelerators,
Mm.
whatever services for you that you leveraged, and a founder was able to understand. Yeah, my chances of going to market well will be optimized by virtue of all these learnings that have already come in because this person has put these ads out there and seen the traction, seen what people are wanting.
Yeah, the power of a landing page. Is somebody prepared to give their email address for the idea that I've got on that landing page? So yeah, I hear
Absolutely.
that.